Hey everyone, Jason here from J&N Collectors. It's been a long time since we posted a video. We'd like to get a little more into the regular swing of things. We've just had a lot of things going on. My job lately has been extremely busy, and so I've heard a lot lately, a lot of questions, comments. I don't know what to buy. I don't know what to collect. I don't know, any number of things about how I should be doing this, what would make the most sense. And the truth is, the answer is different for everyone, right? For me, I collect Paul Goldschmidt cards. So regardless of market swings, I will still collect Paul Goldschmidt cards. Market value may impact my ability to get them or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I PC Paul Goldschmidt. I like him as a player. I like the team he plays for. It makes sense for me. So what should I collect? Well, I should collect Paul Goldschmidt cards. However, there are a lot of people who, a lot of people who are just in it to flip cards and make money. There's nothing wrong with that. And there are other people like me who buy cards and flip them to make money to fund, in my case, my Paul Goldschmidt collection or my kids' collections. The hobby can get awfully expensive pretty quick. And so if you can make money from the hobby to support the things you do like to collect, that really helps. Not always very easy. So the question becomes, what do you buy? How do you buy it? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. So one of the easiest ways to make money in this hobby is to go out and buy large collections. Buy at scale. You can get a better deal that way. It's no different than going to Sam's Club, right? Nobody needs 30 rolls of paper towel for their family, for immediate need. But when they can save 20, 30, 40% by buying, 30 rolls of paper towel compared to, say, 4 or 6, then for some people it's worth it to do that, right? It doesn't tie up too much capital, and it allows them to get a better deal on something they're going to use long term. Same thing with cards. If you can afford to buy at scale, large quantities, large collections, and then you do the work to split that out and you sell at those smaller quantities, it's a great way to make money. Another way you can go is doing what I've done for many years. I've gotten away from that a little bit of late, but it's just kind of gone just up a little bit. But digging through dollar boxes, digging through $2 boxes, $3, $5, whatever the case may be for you, you can look for arbitrage opportunities there. So cards that you can buy for $1 and you can sell for $5. There's a YouTube channel out there, I believe it's called American Arbitrage Cards. His name is Kerry. He lives in Las Vegas, and he does some really great videos showing you the types of things that he is picking up and then he is flipping. Now, a big part of that is having the market to do that. And for him, he's on Whatnot, and so he's established a customer base there that follows him and is willing to buy from him. So, the larger your customer base, the easier it is going to be for you to sell the cards that you pick up, and the greater the price, right? It's a supply and demand thing. If you've got 2 people that want a card versus 20 people that want a card, you're probably going to make more money selling to the group of 20 than the group of 2. It's just, simple economics there. So, building a customer base and then digging through value boxes, trying to find arbitrage opportunities is a great way to go. So, the final way, and this is really the one we're going to talk about the most here, is buying in the off season. So like right now, basketball, right in the middle of the season. Now, certainly there are opportunities for maybe players who are underperforming or players who are on teams who are underperforming. You can do that. Football, you're approaching playoff mode, but we'll talk about maybe some opportunities even in football to buy right now. Baseball's in the off season. Now free agency's heating up, so certain players there may not be a good time, but for the most part, baseball is in a really good time to buy right now. And then talk about one other sport. And it's a little bit more of a long-term play. But again, if you've got the capital tie up into it, it may be worth your while to start now planning for the future. So we'll get back to that in a minute. Basketball. So I'm not going to give you specific names of players. Everybody's going bananas over Wembanyama right now, or whatever his name is, out in San Antonio. To me, that market is so inflated. At some point, that's got to pop, right? I mean, even if he continues to play extremely well, there'll be, new players, if nothing else, in a year from now, when they're rookies, it's going to draw from that market. So certainly not the time to buy players like him. I live in Michigan. My local team is the Detroit Pistons. They are pitiful. That might be an understatement. However, they have at least two players, maybe three that you could argue, it's maybe a good time to buy right now because they can't be this bad for that long, right? Maybe. Cade Cunningham is the one guy that comes to mind. Of course, health has always been his issue, but very good player. I've been picking up some of his stuff as I see it for the right prices. If I can find good Cade cards in larger lots, I'm doing that. It just makes a lot of sense. So it's got to be the right value. So again, in season players who are maybe underperforming, but you really believe in long term. Now, one caveat to all of this: there are certain players that, no matter what, it's probably a good time to pick them up because if they're not already considered GOATs, they're going to be. Steph Curry's that guy for me. Giannis might be another one. If you can get their stuff right, do it because long term, that's going to appreciate in value. Football. If you're looking to buy, say, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, any of these quarterbacks who are in contention for a playoff spot, I would say that, you probably should have bought those in May or June and held on to them. If you do well, you can still buy them now and maybe make some money on them if they win enough key games in January and February. But, I think the ship has kind of sailed for that, at least for me, and I'm a rather risk-averse person, so I'm not going to be taking too many big risks in quarterbacks unless, the price is right, which really means it's not that big a risk. However, staying with football here, if you think about guys like Joe Burrow, maybe you believe in Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins, guys who have gotten hurt, their seasons are done, people have started to forget about them, and their market has dropped. So, look for opportunities there. Another guy who I would strongly recommend at least thinking about, because he hasn't really proven anything yet in the NFL, but the hype is there. Everything is there that suggests, hey, this guy's going to have a positive impact when he returns, is Anthony Richardson for the Indianapolis Colts. Great talent, great athlete, got hurt. He'll come back next year, hopefully stay healthy, and the Colts will be better as a result. So it's one guy that I'm looking to pick up right now. Just, again, if I can find his cards at the right prices, and it's worth it. Baseball. Ohtani just signed with the Dodgers for $700 million. Newsflash, Ohtani stuff is on fire right now. Unless you can buy it just right, not the time to buy it. Let it cool off. Let the news cool off. Let some other guys sign with other teams. Their hype goes up. The dollars are, shifted more to that market and away from Ohtani. At that point, there may be a window of opportunity to buy more Ohtani stuff. Right now, probably wouldn't do it. Juan Soto just got traded to the Yankees. Got traded to a big market team. A lot of hype. Again, probably not the right time to buy it. Kind of had a little bit of a spike shortly after he got traded. And, it sounds like he's kind of flattened out now a little bit. But his prices are still probably higher than they're going to be in a couple months. Before pitchers and catchers report, that kind of thing. But get it now, after that hype really wears off. Now, other guys like Ronald Acuna, Aaron Judge, one of my personal favorites is Yordan Alvarez, Julio Rodriguez, guys who had great seasons, but they haven't really had a reason to have off-season hype. Now is a classic time to buy them. This happens every year. Baseball is great to buy, typically right around Thanksgiving, shortly thereafter. It's after the World Series is over. They've announced all the awards. Those guys are unaffected by that. And then, you can buy now until, say, early February, maybe mid-February. And then, grass turns green a little bit. Players start showing up in their best shape of their lives, of course. And their prices start to climb. Buy it now, and then you can sell it in February or March before the actual baseball season starts. Final thing I'm going to talk about, and this is the longer-term play. So, if you've got $100 to your name, this is not it. If you've got $10,000 sitting there just for cards, it's kind of play money. It's not going to impact you one way or the other. Maybe think about something like this. Okay? Soccer cards. World Cup is coming to the United States in 2026. Christian Pulisic will likely be the face of Team USA. Cristiano Ronaldo is getting better. Messi has had a great career. He's now playing in the States. So, the awareness, the popularity is increasing there. So, ahead of the World Cup, maybe watch for those deals. What can I buy now at a very cheap price that will most likely soar, late 2025. So again, these are longer term plays. If you need that money next month to pay rent, not it. Don't do it. But if you have the extra capital, a good time to consider starting to at least think about soccer cards. Start scouting out players. Who is going to be relevant at the 2026 World Cup that I should buy now so I have it on hand, maybe in fairly large quantity by the time the World Cup, comes around. Soccer is international sport that continues to rise in popularity. Just hasn't quite gotten there in the hobby yet, but it will. It will get there. So, just a few thoughts from me. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are you looking for right now? And, maybe you're one of those people who's like, you know what? I have this favorite player, this favorite team, this favorite sports set, whatever it is. Include that in the comments. Like, hey, I collect this player, this team, whatever, regardless of the market. Or, you know what? I'm 100% flipper, and this is what I'm buying right now. Or this is what I'm selling right now. I didn't really talk a lot about selling, but football quarterbacks that are approaching the playoffs, good time to sell. The right Ohtani cards, good time to sell. Giannis just scored 64 points last night. Maybe good time to sell. But make sure that the market increases a little bit if you're expecting it to, which something like that, you may get a little spike. But he's a great player. Everyone knows that. So just kind of keep an eye on it at least. Be aware. That's the best advice I can give you, because not everything is based on actual performance. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry it's been a while. I promise to try and keep the content coming on a consistent basis, but it's a lot easier said than done sometimes. So take care, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.